Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss Union 13's East Los Presents, or East Los Presents Union 13. Whatever, doesn't matter. I think this is the only record that Union 13 released for Hellcat Epitaph, if memory serves at least. I might be wrong on that one, but I knew who they were because of the Give 'Em the Boots. Their cover of Roots Radicals was so rad. And, what was the track off? I think they were on the third Punkorama. It doesn't matter. Those were the two songs that I was like, oh, dude. I was wherever I was. I think I was probably at the big HMV in Toronto because at that point there weren't many other places to buy records. There were independent record stores, of course, scattered throughout Toronto, but I was just a kid and I didn't really know much. And so finding my way there, it wasn't a realistic idea, so I would always stick to the bigger stores and have to pay those ridiculous prices. But nonetheless, I picked this up somewhere, and I think it was probably the HMV in Toronto way back. And none of the songs that are on this record, I think, were represented. On the punk. It doesn't matter. The deciding factor for me buying this was the fact that it was produced by Lars from Rancid. And it has that sort of, that point, that black and white sort of Rancid-ish threshold thing that Rancid would go on to overuse, in my opinion. But it was super punk, and it was super badass, and there's like a million songs on this, and you just knew they were all going to be a minute long, and you knew they were going to fucking tear, and they were going to rip your head off, and they were going to be badass. So I bought this, and I haven't been disappointed. Oddly enough, though, the one thing that I will say that's kind of strange about this record is that my three favorite songs, which is Realidad, which I have no idea what the fuck that means, Over the Hill, and Government, they are my three favorite songs, and they are back to back to back on this record. It starts with Realidad, and it ends with Government, and it's kind of neat that my three favorite songs play one after another. Now, I'm in no way saying that those are the only three great songs on here. This is like a really complete sort of gang vocaled, incredibly aggressive and yet incredibly catchy and accessible late 90s punk rock record made at a time when punk rock hadn't sort of been chewed apart by bands like Blink-182 and fucking Newfound Glory and Simple Plan and Avril Lavigne and who, as it turns out, I think I'm related to her in some sort of second cousin, twice removed sort of way. But this is back when like punk was still punk, you know what I mean? It was this sort of subculture and it was way off to the side and it hadn't been sanitized. And, well, to sum it up quickly, the lyrics to the Dead Kennedys' Flesh Dunce hadn't taken hold of the scene yet. If you're interested in what that means, just quickly, even if you don't like the Dead Kennedys or you don't give a fuck about the Dead Kennedys, just check out the lyrics to Flesh Dunce, you know? We'll take a bite of your underground culture, you know? And just, it goes from there, and it's completely worthwhile, or worth your while, or... I lost my train of thought again. I really like Flesh Dunce. It's off Bedtime for Democracy. Fuck, I love that record. But anyways, we're not talking about that. But nonetheless, the punk rock that I loved was still completely intact, and it hadn't been chewed apart and sanitized yet by the mainstream music. And there were a lot of records like this being released. And this is like one of the punkest, one of the fastest, one of the most catchy, and like I said earlier, easily accessed punk rock records ever made. Now, of course, if you're a stickler for lyrics in English, you're probably not going to love this. This is not in English, which I love because it seems to make it more authentic, or at least lends itself to it being more authentic. There's a greater sense of authenticity or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. This record kicks ass. It fucking tears. It doesn't let up. And it's produced by Lars from Rancid. That's reason enough right there to check it out. And because of the world we live in, you can check it out pretty much free of charge via Spotify or YouTube. So, you should do that because this thing tears. Yeah. So I will leave it there. So thank you so much for hanging out with me while I discussed Union 13's East Los Presents, or East Los Presents Union 13, depending on how you want to pronounce it. You want to order it, sorry. Like always, if you like this review or whatever the fuck this was, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, but most importantly, don't forget that the world is a better place because you're in it. And I will talk to you guys soon. My mic is pulling at my collar, and I hate it when that happens. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.